Hi guys, I'm Allison Pryor and I teach acrylic paintings for the beginner step by step in real time so you can follow along with me. Today I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful Bob Ross inspired painting. As you know, Bob Ross does his paintings in oils, but I'm going to show you how to transfer it into acrylics, and that's coming right up. Now the paints that I use in our painting are, I limited the paints to make it a little easier for you. So what I do is I use cad red, cad yellow, burnt umber, and white. And you can also use sap green, but I'm going to make my own green from my blue and yellow. Okay, but you'll need burnt umber, burnt sienna, something like that, and some white. And that's what we'll use to make things a lot easier for you to learn. And the brushes I am using for this painting here is, I'm going to use my 1 inch bristle brush. Okay, that's the one that I say you should be able to get in a craft store or a paint shop or anything like that, as long as it's pure bristle. If you can't get one, I sign it and I'll send you one. Okay, AllisonPryor@yahoo.com. Just shipping, that's all I have to charge. So then I have a liner brush. It's a liner brush, or you can call it rigger brush or script liner, nice and long so you can get some nice good strokes. And I have a fan brush. You can have a bristle or a synthetic fan brush, and you can ask me the size, but it's according to your canvas. I'm using a 16 by 20, so I find this fan brush is big enough, but you can get small, medium, or large. Get small, medium, and large in all your paint brushes and you'll be safe. And then I'm going to use this bristle brush here. This is about a 1/4 inch or size 8. Okay, it's another bristle. And I'm going to use palette knife. Okay, just a small palette knife or whatever one you have there. If you don't have a palette knife, don't worry about it. And I just have I have a small filbert brush. Not sure why, but anyway, when we do the painting, if we need other brushes, we'll certainly use them, and that's all we need for now. So I think we have everything in order. Let's go and get started on this beautiful painting. I'm so excited. So here's how we'll start this painting. Because oil painters or the Bob Ross videos use liquid white in their background, we are not using oil paints, we're using acrylics. So we will use just regular white paint or gesso to add to our background first, because that's what the oil painters do. They'll use liquid white, but we're not going to use liquid white. This is acrylics. So what happens here is it keeps the background nice and wet, so the paint will blend with the white, and it'll make it move more smoothly. It'll make it more slick. So what we're going to do is just do one part at a time, because in oil paints it takes a long time to dry, but with acrylics it's very slow. So we have to work on a small area at a time. So what we're going to do first is start with our red or pinkish color, but we'll start with red, cad red, or crimson if you have it. And we'll put that on our brush. And now that we have this wet here, that's going to look really nice. See, that's going to lighten it up. See, isn't that nice? So we'll just go back and forth with that. Get all that pinkish color on. Good. If it ends up starting to dry a little bit, just take a misting bottle and mist it. And that will help it move even better. Good. So we'll get all this part done first. And we will make that look really nice. Just back and forth, long strokes. When you get most of the paint down, just go back and forth, nice long strokes. That way you don't get any streaks. See? Good. It's a nice color. If you put too much red on there, you can always go back and get some more white. Brighten it up a bit. Because we're doing acrylics, you're going to need a lot of paint. And you're going to need to wet it often. So you can wet it with the misting bottle, or you can just add more paint. Right now I'm just adding some nice white paint to my red because the red is kind of strong. And we get a nice pink color down here. Long strokes, get all those streaks out. There we go. We got that much done. So make sure before we go into the blue that you put white on here. I'm doing it in sections because the paint will dry really fast. Let's get it down into the pink. Good. As you can see, I'm using a lot of paint. I'm using my 1-inch brush. Oh, I picked up a bit of pink, that's okay. Alright, because I'm going down into the pink. Alright, so if you get too much pink on there, just clean your brush. And let's get all that white on there. Good. There we go. So you can use gesso or white paint, it's okay. I'm not sure if white is cheaper than gesso, I'm not sure. Good, now we have that on there. Now see, when we put our blue on, that will blend in with the white. And that will lighten up your blue. And we'll get that on first, and then we'll go back and forth to make long strokes as soon as we get the blue on there. Let's just meet up in each corner. Good. Let's see, now we'll go back and forth. Oopsie daisies. Good. If you need more white paint, just bring it in here. Yep. That will help it move better. Lots of paint because I'm using 16 by 20 canvas. You can use 11 by 14 or whatever colors, whatever size you have is good. Be smaller or bigger. Just adding a little more dark up here in this corner. Good. And over here, we'll pick up some more paint. We'll add it here in the middle. Good. We'll go down close to the pink, but we won't go into the pink, okay? We'll just go down close to the pink. We might need to mist it. We need to mist it so that it doesn't dry on us. Alright, so let's get all this on here nicely, back and forth, long strokes. You could use a 2-inch brush too if you like. Back and forth. Back and forth. Get it on there. Good. So you can keep adding a bit of white too, even though you put some on the background, but if it starts to stick, because it is acrylics, it's really hard to keep up with when it's getting ready to dry. Back and forth, long strokes. So it's starting to blend really nice there now. So what you're going to do next is you're going to dry your brush, clean your brush, and so we can blend those two lines together, because we didn't go right into our pink. Now I got a clean brush with no paint on it whatsoever. I'm going to take these two right here, and I'm going to blend those two together. pretty. Right down into the pink until it all blends. It's still a bit wet down there, which is good. And then come right up into the blue. Okay. See, that blends those two lines together, those two colors together. You can even go right up into your blue if it's still wet. Even if some of that pink goes up there, that's nice. So now we have a nice pinkish blue sky. Now if you missed too much, you add too much water, you're going to get streaks. So not too much water. I would suggest probably blending gel would help. So I'm going to do that blue sky a little bit more. I'm going to put some more blue, ultramarine blue on my brush. And I'm going to add some more blue up here in the corner again. I just want to smooth it out really nice. I'm going to go across, over here. Good. It's blending nicely there now. So you might have to do your sky a couple of times, but you want to do your paintings so that they blend really well. And you might have to do things a couple of times. You might put some extra layers on there. And we're going to go back and forth. See, when you do your second coat, and it's all still wet actually, make sure everything's wet. If it dried up on you, you'll have to start from scratch. So try to work fast. Good. Just go back and forth, long strokes, long strokes. I'm just going to take my time and bring that blue right down into the pink. Good. Good. Just cleaning up some edges. Back and forth. Just trying to get those streaks out of there for you. That's much better. And now I want to clean our brush again. Wipe it off in your tissue. Just get all the paint off. And just a clean brush. And then blend those two lines together. There we go. Good. It's pretty nice. If you want to, you can put a little bit of blue again on your brush, some white, and you can come down here and come down here a little bit into the pink and just bring over a shadow. Almost like a cloud. There we go. Good. There we go. So let's take some light blue with our 1/4 inch brush, is smaller than the 1/2 inch I was using. Just get some light blue and take that brush. We'll make some little hills in the background. So just take the hills and put on some of that blue paint. Good. These are in the distance. We'll just put them over here, fill them in. Good. So you can dry this pink background so that you can put on your blue over it without blending with the pink. I'm just going to get a few little hills here. Just a light blue. Good. And then we'll just thicken it up a little bit. That's all you have to do. See? Simple. And now we'll make the bottom ones underneath here a little darker. So I'm just going to go right into my ultramarine blue. Oopsie daisies. So we leave a little space there. And we'll make some darker ones. These are also going to have filled in. It's all just simple as pie. Just make some shapes. Small humps and big humps and longer humps. And then fill it in. As long as they're darker than the ones behind, you're fine. Good. Smooth them out. Good. You need to straighten things up, you just go back over it. There we go. Okay, now we have our two sets of hills. So let's clean those up again a bit more, because you want to make sure that they look nice. So you have to layer your paints in order to get what you're looking for. See? All you have to do is fill in those shapes. Good. Now we need to come back and do things. We will do that at the end. So let's take our tape off so we can put the water on. Okay. So we'll put some water on here. We got that much done. Good. So what we'll do is we'll put the water down here. Basically we'll do the same things we did on top. So you can put all white paint underneath here and just put on some white paint just to get it nice and slippery. Good. Now like I say, you don't have to do that, but it helps smooth your paint. Good. So when you get that on, then you can start putting on your blue paint for your water. So we'll just go into our ultramarine blue. Start down here. Start working your way up. See how that white paint lightens it up for you. So you want some darks in the corners. Good. There we go. So we'll start here and we'll work our way over, but we're going to stop in the middle here just so we can meet up on the other side. You can do it that way. Okay. Good. So let's keep going. There we go. May want to put a bit more pink there, just for reflection from the sky. All right. We are getting there. now. There we go. That's one side. Now we'll start on the other side. See? Makes it a little easier. Just different techniques, different ways of doing things. I'm going to try to change things up a little bit. Okay, more blue paint. Should mix with your white. If your white dries on you, just add white to your brush as you're putting your blue on, and then they'll both mix together on the canvas anyway. Leave that little bit of white there in the center for reflection. Okay. Let's keep going. Good. Now just keep going, going. So I'm going to meet in the middle here. I'm just going to leave that a little bit for reflection. Alright, so then we can come in the middle now and lighten it up. Good. Try to keep some of that light there in the center. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to start putting on a little bit of pink there now. So while it's still wet, see it's still wet, pick up some of your pink color. Add a little bit of white to it so it brightens up a little bit. And just put that on top here. So we can get a little bit of reflection down into the water. Add some white so that it doesn't get too dark on you. Okay. Good. There we go. You can bring it right down. It's okay. It's okay to have some pink in there. Blends nicely. Picking up some of that blue there, it's fine. Softening up the bottom of that blue. Good. Now this time you'll need your fan brush, and we're going to mix up some dark colors to make a some nice trees. We're going to use our ultramarine blue, some red, some brown, burnt umber, and more ultramarine brown and yellow ochre, and more ultramarine blue because we want it to be nice and dark. Alright, I think that's good. We'll find out. So all you have to do is find a place for your trees. So we'll put some trees right here. Just tap, 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 tap. As long as you get your tops. We'll come down about here, I think. Get a top. You can even move away from it as long as you get some tops in between. Then you can just tap in between there. And you come down a little bit here. And you get another top in here. And then you just tap, tap, tap away at the bottom. As long as you got those tops, you're okay. There we go. Good. Keep tapping away. Lots of tops. See? Top. Fill in. Top. Fill in. Like another top in between there. So you got some small ones and some big ones. Alright. Make sure your colors are nice and dark. So you got some small ones, some big ones. And you just touch those tops and then you can fill in the bottom. Good. And we're going to go all the way across the screen. So, tall and short. Good. Good. See how those tops make them look like trees? And your fan brush is really good for that. So you can make two tall ones and you can make a short one in between if you like. That may help you a little bit better. And that one's a bit thick, but that's okay. Alright. Just fill it in. Top, top, and bottom. Fill in. Top, short, and fill in. You can even move over and then put in some tops. Whatever you find that works for you. Okay? So you can even go right over like that and then put in some tops in between there like that. Just different ways to do things. You have to experiment with your brushes and with your technique just to see what works best for you. So we can go and do another one here. Tap, 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 and go all the way over. Make your bottoms first and then some tops. See? And then we'll get some more tops. And then we will finish it up here. So if it bends to the side too much, then just flip your brush around. Now see, that doesn't look too bad. Isn't that cool? Now we have some reflections here, so if you want to, you can take a 1-inch brush and just pull down those reflections. They might be drying up on you a little bit, but just try to pull them down best you can. Just pull them down. Pick up some of the wet paint from the tree, from the bottom part of the tree, and you'll get some nice reflections. If the paint dried on you, just put more wet paint on there, on the bottoms, and then pull it down. See? Just tap at the bottom and pull down if it dried on you. If it didn't dry on you, you don't need to do that, but this will help get your reflections. There we go. It's always little tricks that you can do to help you now. Some nice colors there. Almost colors of autumn. Okay, so yeah, why not? It's okay to put color in there. So we're getting some nice reflections. Make sure the paint is wet. Like I say, if it's not wet, just tap at the bottom and pull down. Good, and just pull across. Good. I'll make it look like it's underwater. Now you want to make it smoother looking, you can mist it. Like I say, if you're using blending gel, this will all work much better for you. It'll work better. Okay, so let's just pull that over there again. Smooth it out. It is reflections, so we don't want to lose the reflection look. There we go. Good. Probably getting a little bit of a glare there because the paint is wet. So next we can take our fan brush and add a little bit of white paint to it. And what we can do is we can put a little bit of a line underneath the trees so that we can separate the tree from the water. And as you're going across, you can pull up some of those lines to make it look like sticks in the trees. And turn your brush to get the skinnier ones. Come across. Pull up into your trees. Get more paint if you need it. Good. Go right across. And just pull up while it's wet. Catching it while it's wet is the thing with the acrylics. Because when you watch oil painters, you'll notice that they can take their time and do all kinds of things. You're like, how come I can't do that? It's because you're using acrylics. But if you want to use oils, that's great. Then you can just do what they tell you to do. But I don't have enough ventilation, so I can't use oils. It makes me sneeze and cough. Acrylics do that too sometimes. I'm just pulling up some of these little sticks. See, it kind of gives it a look that the trees have some nice little, looks like it's part of the trees, see? So when you pull them up, you can turn your brush on the corner and pull up into the trees. Make it look like little sticks and all kinds of good things going on there. There we go. Oops. Good. There we go. See the reflections and the sticks. All these little details really helps a lot. Oh, no,